Last October, the Giants sent their ace to the mound in a must-win wild-card game. Madison Bumgarner was the right man for the job as he delivered a complete game shutout, leading the underdog Giants over the Pirates to start another title run. Tonight, Bumgarner takes on the Pirates again, with the Giants looking for a win here in Pittsburgh next. Friday night baseball here in Pittsburgh as we come to you from PNC Park. This is game 2 of this 4-game series, Giants and Pirates. Hi again, everybody. I'm Boyne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants haven't beat the Pirates this year. They're 0-4, and now tonight they got their guy. They got Madison Bumgarner on the hill, and right now the Giants on this trip, they need a win.
Well, they need a win, and the guy who's going out there tonight is red hot. He's coming off of 2 complete games his last 2 starts, and in this ballpark he's always done well. In 2 career starts, he's only given up 1 run in 15 innings. But it's also the start of the Marlon Byrd era. Tonight you'll see Marlon Byrd in right field in a Giants uniform for the first time, and the Giants really do need his energy. They need his bat, and hopefully he can get it going against an old nemesis, Jeff Locke.
All right, it'll be Bumgarner on the hill for the Giants. It'll be Byrd in right field for the Giants, and he will hit right smack dab in the middle of this Giants lineup. Speaking of lineup, we'll have that and the first pitch right after this.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Here at PNC Park as we get ready for game 2 of this 4-game series. Lively crowd here tonight at PNC Park. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 80 degrees here at the yard. Hardly any winds at all. Humidity at 50%, and it is a clear night. a few puffy clouds, but that's just about it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are your
So here's the Giants lineup. It'll be Aoki in the leadoff spot, followed by Duffy, Belt, and Posey. The newest Giant, Marlon Byrd. You see his numbers against Locke. Crawford, Tomlinson, and Blanco. And Madison Bumgarner will hit ninth.
It's Marlon Byrd chalking it up, putting on his Giants grays. And just happy to be back in a pennant race again was the first thing that he said. Let's take a look at his opponent tonight on the hill for the Pirates. It will be the left-hander Jeff Locke. Locke is 27 years old. He's a 3-year veteran. This is what he has done in 23 starts, 6-7 with a 4.31 ERA. 100 strikeouts against 50 walks, 129 innings. And against the Giants, he's been stellar. 3-0 with a 2.11 ERA in 3 starts. He's never lost. And how does he do it? Well, he's going to give you a fastball that is low to mid-90s. He'll sink and cut that fastball. He's got a big curveball and a changeup. And the Giants just have not been able to figure him out. However, that gentleman right there, Marlon Byrd, I beg your pardon, has 2 lifetime home runs against Jeff Locke. And knows him quite well. So puts on the new uni. He's back in a pennant race, and life is good for Marlon Byrd.
He hit a home run this year in this ballpark, and he did it against Locke. Happened in the beginning of May. He's got a home run in this ballpark in 4 different uniforms. How about that? Can you say that?
I didn't know that.
I can't say it. Somebody spent a lot of time coming up with that note. Cubs, Pirates, Phillies, Reds.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Pirates. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Marte, McCutchen, and Rodriguez. Really good arm in left field with Marte. He's the best of the 3. Gong and Ramirez on the left side of the infield. Harrison and Morse on the right side. That's right, Michael Morse. And Francisco Cervelli. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. It's Michael Morse. And I tell you, he looks a whole lot better in that Pirate uniform than he would have in the Dodger uniform.
I don't think he looks good in any uniform, to be honest with you. Except, well, whatever. A little biased.
I share that opinion.
First pitch of the ball game is a called strike to Aoki. So he started at 3 minutes late. And this is lifted to left and a base hit. So that's how this game gets started, and that'll bring up Duffy.
third baseman, number 5.
A hot Nori Aoki would be good news for the Giants.
Well, indeed. When he's hot, he goes to left field against lefties. Nice at bat.
So here's Duffy. Duffy hitting at 304. Duffy last night went 1 for 4. The Giants only had 6 hits last night. So good speed at first. Belt to follow, and then Buster Posey just underway here at PNC Park. As you look around the ballpark, this very well could be a sellout. Duffy takes high. Phil Cuzzy is calling balls and strikes.
Phil Cuzzy, a low ball umpire, and if he has any inconsistency in his strike zone, it's up around the belt. It doesn't always get called the same way throughout the 9. But he does have width on both sides of the plate, down around the knees.
Blocked, and Cervelli recovered in time to keep Aoki from going. Jerry Davis is the crew chief. He's at first. Tony Randazzo at second, and Toby Bassner, who did a good job behind the plate last night, is umpiring at third. There's Jerry Davis. Takes pretty good control of the game. So it's 2-0 to Matt Duffy. And right now Locke out of whack. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
Ballpark pretty benign, not a lot of wind. There is some carry out to left field tonight, more so tonight than there was last night. Right field plays short here. It is a place for home runs for left-handers.
And that's a 4-pitch walk.
Time now for our cold hard facts, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. We talked about the Giants offense. Giants this season hit 269 as a team. That's their average that leads the National League. This road trip, they're hitting 208.
What?
Yes, 208. They're 26 for 125. They've only had 2 extra base hits, 2 doubles.
Very disappointed in that.
Not hit a home run the first 4 games of this road trip.
Very disappointed.
Those are our cold hard facts, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. The infield here is of medium speed. It's not too fast, and the gaps are honest.
So Belt hitting 273, overshift design. And Belt takes a strike. Locke took a lot off to get it in. Belt has only faced Locke 1 time. He's 1 for 1. 2 strikeouts last night, but Belt did have a hit in 4 at bats. And that's fouled, and Belt can't believe that happened. There's a pitch that he's literally trying to move back out of the way, and it hits his bat, so it's 0-2.
Yeah, it's a tough way to give up a strike. Fastball trying to go in on his hands. Check a swing, hit the bat head as you drag it through. If you're going to get a strike, you want to have a rip out.
Yeah, you want to have earned that strike. Belt slowly hit, and Harrison's only going to be able to get 1. So Belt, as good as a sacrifice bunt. Bounce out, and here's Buster Posey.
Catcher number 28, Buster Posey.
Take a look at what Jeff Locke throws, and you're going to see a fastball 60% of the time, and then it's about half and half with the changeup curveball. More curveballs to lefties, more changeups to righties.
Very odd, but there's a sliver of sunlight that is right on Buster Posey. It doesn't seem to bother him. It's bothering the dickens out of me.
Hey, get over it, pal. Posey 2 for 13 on the road trip.
Runs that pitch inside. It's 1 ball, or make it 2 balls and no strikes. Now Locke's got first base to play with. Swinging a drive to left, going back and tagging is Aoki. Duffy's going to have to scurry back. He gets back. Aoki scores. It's 1-0 Giants.
It's loud contact from Buster Posey. Good at bat.
So here's Bird's first at bat in a Giants uniform.
And this is what he has done this year. I mean, 19 home runs and 42 RBIs. He's 37 years old. He'll turn 38 the 30th of this month. He's in his 12th year at the big league level. Lives in Calabasas, California.
And he takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. See his numbers against lefties compared to righties.
It's a little odd though. 15 home runs right-handed. Of course, he's got 3 times he at bats, but still.
fouled off the shin guard of Cervelli, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Bird first got to the big leagues with Philadelphia, then he spent some time in Washington, then in Texas, then with the Cubs, Boston, the Mets. In 2013 came over here to Pittsburgh, and then last year in Philadelphia, this year Cincinnati, and now San Francisco. And you see where his power is. It's middle away.
And that's foul down the right field line and out of play. 92-mile-an-hour fastball from Locke. Pirates know him well. The time that he spent with the Reds and the Cubs and the time he spent here, you get a pretty good idea what type of hitter he is. You can see that they've been setting that target up on the inside corner. They know his power is middle away, and they're trying to stay away from it. And Hurdle, skipper for the Pirates. Foul back. He had a rip. So Marlon Byrd arrives today, and he's in the lineup as you would expect.
Marlon Byrd went to Georgia Tech. That's where he played his college baseball.
Stays alive again as he shoots this one to the backstop.
Good curveball right there from Locke. That's the best breaking ball he's thrown so far tonight. That one had some snap to it.
So Posey picks up RBI number 79 on the season. Hit high to left field. Marte back at the wall. It is out of here. Welcome to the Giants, Marlon Byrd. It's 3-0.
Well, that's how you make a splash. Giants' first home run on the road trip, and it comes in the first at bat ever for Marlon Byrd. And that's how you ignite a Giants bench. Wow.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't turn around and say, now that's how you do it on this trip. So here's Crawford, who Crawford takes a strike. For those of you that are out there saying you saw that coming, okay, good job.
Nice going. Well, he immediately takes over the lead in home runs on the Giants team with 20.
Certainly on the trip, right?
Yeah. Let's take a look. He comes back with another breaking ball. You see Cervelli, he wanted this thing in the dirt. He lays it in at the knees, down and in, and Byrd says, yeah, I'm going to like it in San Francisco.
Bumgarner takes it down and in, and they're going to say he went around.
If you hit a ball out to left field here, you have to earn it. Just take a look at how far it went up into the bleachers in left field.
And that's foul. So that's the 5th different team that Byrd has homered in this ballpark. That's a great note. And Crawford chops it foul. One and two. Crawford pulls up, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's not an easy take either. Anger behind that curveball after giving up a 2-run homer.
2-2. Crawford fouls it back.
Hey, Locke's pitching tough right now, and he hasn't made any mistakes out over the plate to Brandon Crawford. It's been pounding his hands with hard stuff, throwing nasty snappers down and away. His curveball has come to life. And there's the onage he's got on Locke. 3 lifetime home runs, hit 400.
Got a foul. Two and two. Crawford out swinging. That'll end the inning. Damage done, however. The newest Giant got here today, and he hits a home run into the bleachers and left. And his Marlins bird is going to find out when you hit it, it's bye-bye, baby. It's 3-0. Pirates are coming up. And the lineup that Bumgarner will be facing, it'll be Josh Harrison, who's just back today off the disabled list, followed by Marte, and then McCutchen. Aramis Ramirez is going to be the cleanup hitter. Then it's Gong, Cervelli, and Michael Morris. Rodriguez, Sean Rodriguez is going to get a start. He'll hit 8th, and then Jeff Locke 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be their ace, Madison Bumgarner. Take a look at what Bumgarner has done in 24 starts. 14-6, 2.98 ERA. 174 strikeouts against 27 walks, 163 and a third, and he has definitely put himself in the race for the 2015 Cy Young Award. Bumgarner, a 3-time All-Star, 6'5", 250. And how do you try and hit him? Well, you're going to see a low 3/4 release. It's low 90s with cut. It's going to work its way flat into a right-handed hitter. He's got a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. Their lifetime against these Pirates, 2-3 in 5 starts with a 2.38 ERA. And here in this ballpark, 1-1 in 2 starts with an 0.60 ERA. He likes pitching here. Let's take a look at the defense behind Bumgarner. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Aoki, Blanco, and Bird. That's your outfield. Crawford and Duffy on the left side. Tomlinson and Belt will patrol the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So Marlon Byrd hanging out in right field. And the first pitch to Harrison is a call strike, hitting 279.
Just activated from the disabled list today, and this is a huge shot in the arm for the Pirates to get him back. He is 100% energy.
Fouls this one back.
Harrison had a thumb injury back on July 5th, and he had surgery on it July 8th.
Now, you know what pitchers are going to do if a guy's got a thumb injury? They're going to test that thumb out. And you do that by running those balls inside. Instead, a high fastball. 1 out.
He threw it right by him. In his 19 rehab at bats, he went 1 for 19, so we don't know how well he's seeing the ball. But the Pirates just wanted him up here for the run and the energy.
Well, he will provide that. He really had a great series in San Francisco. So here's Starling Marte. 2 for 3, a couple of runs scored yesterday. And he takes a strike. 14 home runs. He's an RBI away from 60.
Bumgarner likes that third base side of the rubber. And this is really another nice view. This road trip's been great with the center field camera they have in St. Louis and here in Pittsburgh. You're looking right over the top of the pitcher. And for a left-hander, it really gives you a different perspective than when you're looking over his right shoulder like we have back in San Francisco. You really get a good idea of just how much movement Bumgarner has.
When we meaning us who are in charge of the ballpark, because that's foul, get our new scoreboard.
Yes.
We're going to put a camera that'll be just like that one.
Well, I'm going to hold you to that. And it's right above the batter's eye in center field. Right behind it.
It's exactly what you need.
It is what you need. It gets a bit distorted when you're looking over one shoulder. When you're right over the top, you get a chance to see how a guy has corner command, get a better idea of the strike zone.
Wrapped on the ground and into left field, a base hit. So Duffy, who is playing a couple of steps in because of the speed of Marte, could not catch up to it, and now McCutchen's going to hit with Marte on at first.
Back third, center fielder, number 22, Andrew McCutchen.
McCutchen took an 0 for 4 yesterday. Marte with 24 steals. He's been caught 8 times. Swing and a miss.
Pirates have loaded up the lineup tonight with right-handers.
Just off the outside corner, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And that pitch runs inside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And that's the fastball of Madison Bumgarner. You really get a good example of just how much movement it has running flat in towards a right-handed hitter. And he'll try and pound the belt of righties. And I think he'd rather break your bat than strike you out. Unless you took him off.
Unless you took him off.
And then he wants to strike you out.
With a fastball.
On 3 pitches.
So 3-1. We'll see what Marte does. And it's now 3-2.
Little slide step there from Bumgarner. Marte was going back to first. Because of the big upper body turn, it's very deceptive. If you're a runner at first base trying to get a jump, you swear every time Bumgarner starts his motion out of the stretch, he's going to come to first base because of that big upper body turn.
Now timeout is called at home plate, probably by McCutchen.
Now Bumgarner has in mind a pitch to throw, and he shook off Posey 3 times.
Base hit. So back-to-back singles here with 1 out, and here's Aramis Ramirez.
3-2 breaking ball. He had to lay that thing in the strike zone. McCutchen has a pretty good eye, and as he elevated this thing just a little bit, it gave McCutchen a good opportunity to do something with it, and do something he does. So Bumgarner getting tested here in the first.
Ramirez has got pretty good, decent numbers against Bumgarner. 6 for 18, 3 doubles and a home run. Knocked in a run with a base hit off of Peavy in the game last night. He takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Good speed on the bases with Marte and McCutchen. And Bumgarner comes back in with a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
A little backdoor breaking ball from a low 3/4 angle like Bumgarner has is a pitch that's real easy to give up on because it starts so wide you think it's going to be outside.
Tap foul. So it's now 1-2. I read somewhere, Mike, where Aramis Ramirez said that this is it for him. Well, guys obviously can change their mind.
Yeah, he's played a long time, 17 years.
2-2.
You know, and I thought it was pretty cool when the Pirates brought him back here. This is the organization it all started for. Ramirez came up a Pirate, and went to Chicago and Milwaukee, and come back full circle.
He has stayed in the National League Central. 2-2. It's Tomlinson who's going to make the catch. No infield fly rule was called, and the hitter will be the shortstop, Gong.
Shortstop, number 27, John Gong.
Giants were impressed with Gong last night. Had 2 really good at bats the opposite way. He's got pop.
And a bit low. 1 ball and no strikes.
That's the pitch he wants right there. If he can get that bell high strike against these right-handers on that inside corner, that will set up his night. Posey targeting right there in the inside corner, doesn't move his glove because he says looks pretty good from here.
So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit towards the hole, and it caroms off the glove of Duffy, and that's going to cause a run to score for the Pirates. If Duffy doesn't get a glove on it, it's likely Crawford's going to at least keep it in the infield.
Yeah, I believe Crawford would have had a chance to get to it. I don't know if he'd have been able to get a throw off. Gong's got pretty good speed, although it's tough to bet against Crawford's arm at any time. But once it deflected off the glove of Duffy, Crawford had no chance. So the Pirates catch a break.
So here's Cervelli. Cervelli with a little pop-up to Duffy, and that's going to end the inning. Pirates on the board after 3-1 Giants.
Is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, season ticket members, you should have received your postseason invoice via email. And if you're not a season ticket holder, you can get on deck right now. Secure your place in line on the 2016 season ticket wait list with a $500 deposit per seat. Guarantee yourself access to all potential wild card and divisional playoff games. Giants sales reps are standing by. You can call 415-972-2298 or go to sfgiants.com/season.
So here's Kelby Tomlinson to bat first for the Giants here in the second. And he pushes this one to Morris, and it's going to fall short. Tomlinson hitting .343 in the game last night. He went 1 for 4. Not a bad idea for a guy like Tomlinson. He's got terrific speed. The setup by Harrison at second is a little perplexing.
Well, it doesn't take long to get a book as the Pirates, very aggressive team defensively, put a shift on. And I think that's what is so inviting to Tomlinson. Remember now, you got a left-hander out there in Locke who's falling off towards the third base side. That provides a little lane out towards second base. And with Tomlinson's speed, that's an invite.
Drilled to left. And it's caught as Marte stretches out and puts it away.
Yeah, ball sailed on. That wound up being a pretty nice play. That was anything but easy. Marte has excellent speed and great coverage. And this one here almost scoots over his head. High backhander. Tough play, and he makes it look pretty easy. But it was not.
So here's Gregor Blanco. Gregor hitting .289. And he takes a strike. Blanco led off the game last night where it was in the leadoff position. He went 0 for 5. And a quick 0-2 with Bumgarner on deck. And that's a fair ball over the bag. It's going to carry him right to Marte, and Blanco's got a double. Hey, 0 for 5, come back on your first at bat, pick up a base hit. Life's feeling a lot better.
Number 40.
I thought he had one of the best at bats of the night last night, where the Giants had the bases loaded. He comes up in a 2-out situation, hits an absolute bullet to right field, right to the glove of Polanco, the right fielder. But you're right. After an 0 for 5, your first at bat, you get a knock, you're feeling good. You think you're going to get 4 hits now?
No, absolutely. Here's Bumgarner. And he takes Sloan away. 1 ball and no strike.
How fair was it? Well, it bounced before third base and it went over the base. It does not have to land in fair territory. Definitely fair.
2-0 to Bumgarner. We're actually seeing Bumgarner get more hitter counts because more pitchers are pitching him carefully. I mean,
I don't think I've ever seen a pitcher green light a 3-0 pitch, but
well, we've seen Bruce Bochy let Bumgarner go before 3-0. 3 balls and 1 strike. He was ready to go.
Yeah, he was. Straight away in the outfield. McCutcheon plays a deep center field, and he's deep.
High and deep to left. This is way back. It is out of here. He's done it again. Home run number 5 on the season. And the Giants lead 5-1.
He is not from this world, folks.
Unbelievable.
A 3-1 challenge. Lock comes right at him, and it's middle in at the belt. Everybody knew it just by the sound. Wow.
Here's Nori Aoki, who takes a strike.
A rare smile on the face of Bumgarner during the game.
Big chopper foul. Well, now you got to calm down a little bit. Although I don't think his heart rate gets too high or too low at all.
I'd like to know what his heart rate is during a game.
Foul again.
Would have liked to know what it was all in the month of October last year during the stretch, especially Game 7 of the World Series.
Oh, and 2 to Nori Aoki. And he flares one into left, the base hit. He has got, folks, the magic Wandu going right now. And that, I mean, if there's such a thing as baseball dictionary slang, if you looked up the magic Wandu, you would see a video of that swing.
Well, I don't know what you call a swing. Yeet. I mean, that's, if you're on the mound and you've already given up 5 runs and a guy does that to you, you're thinking it's not your night.
Well, Morris wants to just smack him. This meeting on the mound brought to you by Ring Central Business Communications, made simple.
So Ray Searage, the pitching coach for the Pirates, trying to talk some sense into the head of Jeff Locke, who's a little perplexed at this point.
He asked him, he said, well, which swing ticked you off the most? Bumgarner's or Aoki's?
I'd say Aoki's.
Here's Duffy. Bird hit a home run in the first. Bumgarner here in the second. Swing and a miss. Duffy loses his bat. It's 0-1. Duffy's going to take a look at it. It hit that cement right behind home plate fairly hard, so you could have a ding in the handle.
It'll stick him. Get that thing feeling just right. That is the weirdest feeling, though, when you take a swing and the bat comes out of your hands. But it does illustrate a point as to just how lightly a big league hitter will grip the bat, very much like a big league golfer. Do not want a tight grip on that bat, or the baseball for that matter. Mountain man from North Carolina.
The pitch to Duffy is low.
That may have been the message too from Ray Searage to Jeff Locke. Start throwing that changeup more.
Duffy rolls it foul. So it's 2-2. Duffy drew a walk in the first inning, eventually scored on the Bird home run. Five home runs on the season for Madison Bumgarner. 5. Slowly hit. Duffy retired. Aoki was on the move. 2 outs. So David, our stats kid, right, from Pitt?
Let's get another stat crack for you.
He's got some stats here. The notable players with 5 home runs this year. You ready for David's list?
Yeah.
Utley.
Yeah.
Will Myers.
Yeah.
Matt Holliday.
Wow.
Matt Adams. Of course, every one of these guys are hurt.
Or old.
Yonder Alonso. There's David. DJ LeMahieu. So, hey, look, David's trying, right?
Yeah. And now you can put Madison Bumgarner on that list. I like it.
He's got a good smile. Plus, this is what we like to do with this stuff. Actually, I'm going to save this for radio.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll give Davidson Pub on radio. Hey, you think that Pitt education is going south? Forget it, pal.
Oh, yeah, he's using it here.
1-1 to Belt. Belt on the ground. Backhanded by Morris. Flipping to Locke, and Belt beat it out. The Pirates just kind of did that play in slow motion, and Belt's got a hit.
And the Pirates are going to take a look at it, so we're going to have to wait. Locke kind of. Oh, they hit at the same time. That will not be reviewed. Or if it is, it won't be overruled, I don't believe, just because it was a tie. any way you called that, it's pretty much going to stay that way, just because when you see the replay of it, they got there exactly the same time.
Yeah, Hurdle's not going to challenge it. And for the exact same reason you just said. These guys hit the bag at the same time, and you do not want to lose your challenge.
So good hustle from Belt. And indeed, that play was kind of in slow motion. And it gives Buster Posey a chance to do some damage here with 2 men on.
And on the first pitch, Buster Posey pops this one to his old teammate Michael Morris, and that's going to end the inning. Giants do score twice. It's Madison Bumgarner unloads on his 5th home run of the year. It's bye-bye baby. 5-1 Giants. Going to lead things off. Morris hitting in the 7th slot in this lineup. And Bumgarner runs this one in on his hands, and Morris fouls it back and out of play.
And he was looking for that fastball in. That's the thing. When you know you have a great fastball and great movement, is when they look for it and they can't do anything with it. Morris wants to get extended. He likes the ball middle away. He will hurt you down and in.
In a Pirates uniform, Morris is 5 for 17. And the 1-1. 1-2. He does have a lifetime home run off of his old teammate. 2 for 10. That's the history. In the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Here at the ballpark, they give you a lot of information on a pitch. They give you pitch speed, horizontal break, vertical break. They're the only team in the National League. I don't know if any team in the American League that does it. I'm thinking, gee, is that too much information? And then our partner John Miller goes, that's awesome.
Well, that was -1 vertical break horizontally.
It's down that line over there. They put that up after every pitch. You don't get a lot of big vertical break with Bumgarner. His movement's pretty subtle, but very effective.
Likely this will be a challenge here to Michael Morse.
All right, time now for our AT&T U-verse rewind. We go back to 2014 National League wild card game. Madison Bumgarner against these Pirates goes 9 solid innings, a shutout, 4-hitter. Giants would win this ball game 8-0. 10 strikeout night for Bumgarner, absolutely dominant. The big swing of the bat, a grand slam off the bat of Brandon Crawford. That is our AT&T U-verse rewind. The beginning of the 2014 legend of Madison Bumgarner.
So right now Bumgarner trying to get into the strike zone. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Sean Rodriguez.
This is a shutout with 10 strikeout game and a winner-take-all game. Joined Justin Verlander and Sandy Koufax.
And a strike. Rodriguez hitting .229. He's got 3 home runs, 9 driven in. Flip to right, and that's going to be a base hit. A walk and a single, and now Locke will be up there to try to bunt, I would think.
I'd be surprised if he was not bunting as well. Down 4 runs here.
Locke's got 4 sacrifice bunts, so clearly he's pretty good at this. As that misses for a ball, 1-0. Crawford playing behind Michael Morse at second. 2-0.
Yeah, this becomes a big pitch.
Got to come in. 3-1.
And again. Base of the strike zone. And Locke thought this was ball 4. Right at the knees.
Got him.
Oh, a nice comeback there from Bumgarner. And not only does he throw the strikes, he gets a strikeout and a non-productive out.
So here's Josh Harrison.
Second baseman, Josh Harrison.
Harrison struck out to open up the bottom of the first. Out of play, no balls and 1 strike. The next pitch for Bumgarner will be number 40.
It's a lot of work. A lot of stretch time in this game.
Foul back, so it's 0-2.
When Harrison's right, like the Giants saw him when the Pirates came to San Francisco early in the season, he'll use the whole field. And he's got power. Giants bunch the gap on him in center, in right and left center. Give him the lines on both sides of the field. And in the infield, pretty much straight up.
And a high fastball.
So a breaking ball. He tried to throw down the dirt back foot style, but not literally at the back foot. And he loses a 2-strike count. This breaking ball goes down and he hits Harrison in the back of the left leg, right above the Achilles heel.
So here's Marte, who singled and scored in the first inning. Morse at third, Rodriguez at second. Josh Harrison is at first. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Just took out that outside corner with a backdoor breaking ball. Marte not too enthusiastic about that call.
To second. Crawford steps on the bag. First, not in time. A run's going to come in. The Giants will probably take a look at it. Crawford made a good effort to try to get the speedy Marte.
Take a look at it. No, he beat it out. This one they will not challenge. Marte just too fast. I mean, he can motor. The guy always runs faster when he's sniffing a hit or RBI, especially when you're 4 runs down. And that gets McCutchen up. No brainer there.
McCutchen singled in the first. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. And Bumgarner will soft toss to first. Remember, Marte's got 24 steals, so the Giants will keep an eye on him. outside corner.
He's getting that outside corner, that breaking ball. I mean, he might just start wearing that side of the plate out. If that strike zone's getting wide that way, go back and try and find out how wide you're going to get.
Just above the belt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, this will be the 26th pitch coming up. So 2-1 to McCutcheon. 3-1 to McCutcheon. Bochy watching his ace throw a lot of pitches here in the first 2 innings.
Well, the last 2 outings, 2 complete games for Bumgarner. There will be no complete game in this one tonight just because of the pitch count.
Tap foul. 3-2.
These are the last 2 starts. A 5-hitter against Houston, 12 strikeouts, and then the shutout 3-hitter against Washington with 14 strikeouts last Sunday.
So Marte will take off. It's 3-2, a run in. And this is hit to Crawford. Crawford will go across the diamond, and that'll end the inning. A run on 1 hit after 2. 5-2 Giants. Bird's going to lead things off.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Sight for Sore Eyes. Fashion for everyone.
Well, Sunday, September 13th is Yoga Day at the park, presented by Anu Footwear. Your special event package will include a game ticket to see the Giants take on the San Diego Padres and a yoga-themed Giants tank top. And you will get access to the post-game on-field yoga session led by avid yoga instructor Janet Stone. So go to sfgiants.com for /special events for receipts.
She's good.
Yeah, she is. That's a fun day.
Here's Marlon Bird. And Bird takes a strike. 7 runs scored in the first 2 innings. Not that unusual if you're in Denver. A little bit unusual if you're here. Bird hits a high towering pop-up foul down the right field line and out of play.
Well, the San Francisco Giant era, home runs were the Giants' first at bat after a trade. Well, Marlon Byrd puts his name on the list with Kenny Lofton, Kevin Mitchell, who did it at Wrigley Field, Hector Cruz did it against the Mets in 1978.
Played a lot of years against Hector Cruz. Minor leagues, not so much in the big leagues. You would have faced him in the big leagues. He was in the other league when I was starting out.
I played with him in Chicago. He's a great
good
guy.
player.
All the Cruz brothers, Jose, Hector, Tommy.
Two-2 pitch coming up to Bird. Bird stays alive. If you just joined us and you wondered, well, what did it look like this. He hit a pitch down and in, and he just lifted it out.
Wasn't a hanger either. He just went, golfed it right out of here.
He looks like he's got a pretty good idea of what a home run looks like.
20th home run for him on the year.
And he's got a base hit to right field.
Well, that's a significant hit because it puts Locke right back in the stretch. I mean, he's had 2 rough innings. And here to start it off, an opposite field base hit by Bird. Nice swing of the bat. And Locke right back in the stretch.
Brandon Crawford singled in the first inning. Crawford on the ground. Morris has got it. Steps on the bag. Throws to second. Double play. And that turns out to be really a pretty nice play by Michael Morris.
Yeah, jumps off the ball, hit on the butt. He short hops the second hop on this. Steps in the bag, then he's got to throw a little bit wide, and it winds up being a nice throw to Gung, who puts a tag on. And there was some contact on that play. And indeed it was a nice play. So one pitch and Locke right back in the windup.
So here's Tomlinson. And a strike at the knees. Tomlinson hit a line drive nearly over the head of Marte, but Marte made a nice catch.
Change-up. Good.
And he got him to chase. And that'll end the inning. Second strikeout for Locke. Bumgarner coming back out. Bottom of the third inning. And it'll be Aramis Ramirez followed by Jung Ho Gong, and then it'll be Francisco Cervelli.
Just a bit outside of the fastball. This is an important hitter for Bumgarner, which, like we talked about, the leadoff hitter that got on base against Locke at the top of the third. Bumgarner has had 2 very strenuous innings.
Bumgarner will knock it down, and you will flip it to Bell. All right, let's check out our Togo's big play, the Togo's way. The Giants defense last night in the third inning. Crawford made a nice flip to Tomlinson. And then in the 6th, Duffy with a jump throw to get Alvarez at third base. And then in the 6th, check out Jake Peavy. Jake Peavy stopped, started, got there, and he made a nice play. And that's our Togo's big plays, the Togo's way.
Got a lot of moving parts in his swing. He's got the high leg kick, but he doesn't really drop his hands. Just a little circle to get him started. He throws from a very high position. He's got power. 40 home runs last year in the Korean League. 10 this year here in the National League.
Foul, not by much. Cervelli to follow. Two down.
Thank you very much.
Elvis?
Yeah.
And a big.
The ball's a 1.5 feet away.
John Miller will be in the 4th. Dave Fleming's not here, but we hang his shirt in the booth just for fun.
Dave Fleming on assignment.
Dave, there's your shirt if you're watching. That a babe. You know, that means we missed the guy. Cervelli popped out to Duffy. Bumgarner looking at him. A 1 pitch eventually is going to come up. Here it is. So when do we see Dave? Like next week? What is he on a cruise?
No, it's undisclosed. He did not tell us what his mission was.
Two and one. After both teams scored in every half inning, both teams now trying to calm things down here in the third. It's 2 balls and a strike. Foul back, 2 and 2. You see Bumgarner do that a lot. He puts that glove underneath his left arm, and then he gets moisture from his forearms. He runs up his wrist to his forearms, and then he rubs up the baseball. Sometimes he'll do it after every pitch. Three and two. He really doesn't have a feel for that curveball.
No, he's got a little bit of a front shoulder fly on it. He's dragging his arm. Usually do that. I mean, you're either overthrown or you got a little fatigue in your arm. You can't get your arm up in time. Just a little out of sync with your lower body. Very common this time of year around baseball.
Hit out to right center field for Blanco. And that'll end the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Bumgarner. John Miller will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's 5-2 Giants.
Your strongest fan photo to hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan. And you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. This is Marlena. She sent in a great picture of father and son getting ready for game day. That is a good looking picture. So thank you for sharing, Marlena. That is our T-Mobile fan photo. Here in Pittsburgh, it is 5-2 Giants. We're going to the top of the 4th inning, and here to tell you all about it, John Miller.
All right, thanks, Mike. And the Giants, who were very active with the bats in the first couple of innings against Jeff Locke. Marlon Byrd, who began his tenure as a Giant, hitting a home run in his very first at bat as a Giant, capping a 3-run first inning rally. The ball is bunted at and fouled by Blanco. He might have fouled it off himself and then off Cervelli as well. And then the Bumgarner, after the 3-run first inning, saw the Pirates get a run against him, but then Bumgarner knocked in 2 with his 5th home run of the year. And what a shot he hit. And then the Pirates came back, got another run in the last of the 2nd. Bumgarner had a first 2 innings were kind of an ordeal for Bumgarner, who's on deck here. Knocked down by Ramirez, but he'll have no play on Blanco, who has his 2nd hit. He hit a double his first time.
Yeah, that's the advantage of being a threat to bunt. You bring that third baseman in on the grass, you're going to limit his range. If Ramirez is playing normal set defensively, that's a routine ground ball.
Most home runs in a single season this is the 133rd year of Giants baseball. 6. Hal Schumacher back in 1934 hit 6. Bumgarner's got 5. High in the air. Gong. Shallow left center. And Bumgarner is retired this time.
Yeah, he just missed number 6 right there. And I guarantee there were a few oohs and ahs in the Giants dugout when they saw that pitch and that swing.
So with 1 out, here is Aoki. Bumgarner looks a little frustrated.
Yeah, he had a good pitch to hit. And that's his wheelhouse. Fell high out over the plate.
But here is Aoki, who has been up twice and hit 2 singles. He started that 3-run first inning rally with a single to left. Blanco starts and then stops from first base. The pitch called a strike to Aoki, and I don't think he liked that call very much. 5-2 Giants here in the 4th inning. Aoki, the last time he was up there, he came up after Bumgarner's 2-run homer, and he got a base hit, and I'm not sure how he did it. It looked like he was playing an entirely different sport. That is fouled on the right field line.
Well, it looked more like a cricket swing than it did a baseball swing.
It's like he brought the bat up from the ground and swung upward.
I don't really think it was a swing you could analyze, to be honest with you. Let's take a look at the hack. This is his 2nd hit of the night. Neat. I mean, if you're pitching against a guy who does that to you, you're not happy about it.
Right out towards second base. And caught by Harrison right near the bag. Aoki didn't really run on that one. He got only halfway to first. But the ball was caught. So 2 down. Well, when you can do what Aoki did in his previous at bat, I guess that must be a profound disappointment when all you do is hit a pop-up.
Yeah, that's true. I think he hit the pop-up harder than he hit the base hit.
I can't say I know that much about cricket, but after that previous hit, if I'm a cricket team, I might make him a good offer.
Oh, yeah. They're lining up in Sri Lanka.
Matt Duffy has walked and grounded out. And it's 0-1. Giants 5, Pirates 2. We're in the 4th inning. Bruce Bochy, who decided to put Marlon Byrd in right field. The original Giants batting order showed Byrd in left field. Aoki in right. And there's a ball too high. But after he talked to both guys, the thing is, both of them have been playing primarily left field this year. But after he talked to both of them, he decided that he liked the idea of Byrd in right field better. And Aoki's been in left field all year for the Giants, and so he thought he had a comfort level out in left field.
Huge hole on the right side.
That's a called strike.
Well, in regards to, I mean, you normally want to put your best arm in right field. Byrd does not have a great arm. In fact, Aoki has a better arm. At best, he has an average arm. But Byrd has spent more time in right field, I believe, than Aoki has.
Byrd used to be a guy who played right field all the time.
And in this ballpark.
Byrd helped the Pirates get to the postseason in 2013. It's down and away. They picked him up from the Mets that year in August. Very similar timing to the Giants acquisition of Byrd this year. And he hit well for the Pirates down the stretch, helped them get there, and he hit extremely well in the postseason. Byrd at .364 in that postseason for Pittsburgh. 2-2 the count to Duffy. A looping liner into center field. Base hit. Aoki keeps on going. Or rather, Blanco keeps on going over to third. Gregor, I beg your pardon.
That's okay. I called Marlon Byrd Marvin Byrd.
Marvin.
It's his distant cousin.
Here's Brandon Belt now with 2 on and 2 out. The Giants leading 5-2 in the 4th inning. Marlon Byrd, the Giants' new acquisition, and he's hit a 2-run homer, and he's had a single in his 2 at-bats against Locke, a guy that he's seen a lot of, relatively speaking. Of course, this year, Marlon Byrd was in this division with the Reds. But he's hitting well over 400 against Locke. There's a strike to Belt. He has grounded out to second, and then he beat out an infield hit his last time. It was really just a ground ball to Michael Morris, who backhanded it. But Locke could not get the foot in the bag before Belt's foot hit the bag. That ball is whacked down the right field line. Still going. It is high off the Roberto Clemente wall. Blanco scores, and Duffy will be held at third. It's a double for Brandon Belt. He hit it high off that 21-foot high wall in right field, and it is 6-2 Giants.
Nice swing of the bat there. I mean, think about the first pitch, a very crisp little breaking ball here. Locke tries to go inside with a fastball, and he gets it on that side of the plate. And Belt just beats the pitch. And that ball was hammered about 3/4 of the way up, maybe even a bit higher. So a nice 2-out swing of the bat. And the Giants have a chance to add on here with Posey.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I'm just surprised that, well, we'll see. He may nibble here, but with an open base, they really shouldn't give Posey a whole lot.
Although the guy on deck wears out Jeff Locke. Marlon Berger. 0-1 to Posey. 29th double of the year for Brandon Belt. Tied for third in the league in that category. Frazier of the Reds, Rizzo of the Cubs. The top two guys for doubles. Looks like the Pirates are getting some action going in their bullpen now. Curveball, backhanded by Ramirez. And the inning is over. So the Giants get the run on 3 hits. They lead 6-2. Michael Morse coming up against Bumgarner.
Is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
It is 6-2. The Giants leading the Pirates as we go to the last of the fourth. Michael Morse coming up from Pittsburgh.
All right, time now for our Ford right choice. We go back to 2014 LCS Game 5. Michael Morse comes in against Pat Neshek. Pitch hitting in the bottom of the 8th. The Giants were losing by a run. That swing of the bat would tie the ball game 3-3, and it would set the stage for Travis Ishikawa. And how much fun was that? And that is our Ford right choice.
Giants trailing 3-2 at that moment. And Neshek had just been brought into the game in relief of Adam Wainwright, who had gone the first 7. And a swinging strike, he chased slider in the dirt. It's 0-1. The interesting thing about that was that the Giants had tied that game. They went to the 9th inning, and Bruce Bochy had the discussion with his bench coach Ron Wotus in the dugout about whether or not they should put a defensive replacement in for Ishikawa in the 9th inning now that it was tied. Because Ishikawa, you know, he was not a great left fielder. It was not his normal position. And he had misjudged a fly ball in the 3rd inning of that game that cost the Giants a run already. And Bochy thought, yeah, maybe we should. Just a little bit high, and it's 1-2. I don't think we're very happy with that call.
Well, you have to have some guts to take that one after the last one was called a strike, just about 2 inches below it. And he got a piece of that curveball.
to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anyway, Bochy said that finally the reason that he decided not to put a defensive replacement in for Ishikawa was that he said, hey, he may come up in the 9th inning. It's tied, and we don't have any other left-handed hitters that we can go to. So he made the decision. We're going to stick with him, and that ended up being a very fateful decision, as Giants fans well know.
Guard having a problem putting away Michael Morse. Morse did this to him in his last at bat. Got down on the count, then he worked a walk to lead things off for the Pirates in the 2nd.
And he struck him out. Well, Ishikawa did stay in that game. That left-handed hitter Bochy wanted to have for the last of the 9th inning. And the Giants won the pennant right there. And Travis Ishikawa with the Bobby Thompson swing. He and Bobby Thompson, the only Giants in the long history of the franchise to win the pennant with a game-ending home run. Travis Ishikawa, of course, is now a Pirate.
Michael Wacha making the pitch.
And Michael Wacha, who has been one of the best starting pitchers in the National League this year.
He's in the Cy Young race. That's how good he's been. But Michael Wacha, Travis Ishikawa, they'll be joined at the hip for the rest of their life.
A ball and a strike to count. And curveball in there. Strike 2 call. Rodriguez singled to right his first time, and he didn't like the call. Where's he going? What happened to that rule about keeping 1 foot in the batter's box?
Oh, I think he just broke it.
And I think he may get a fine for that. They don't announce those kind of fines. Popped up. Belt coming over, but it will reach back into the crowd. A ball and 2 strikes. Pie Trainer got it.
Hey, Pie. Grab some pie. Pie.
Pie Trainer, who was a great Pirates third baseman in the 1920s. 1-2 the count. Struck him out. Almost the same pitch with which he struck out Michael Morse.
That breaking ball is lethal, especially when you're able to bust that thing down below the strike zone. Hitter sitting in a 2-strike count. Strikeout number 5 from Bumgarner, and all of his strikeouts are swing and miss strikeouts.
Jeff Locke, the pitcher, fastball for a called strike. Locke struck out on a sacrifice bunt. He bunted at it and missed for strike 3. Strike 2 call.
.75 pitches. Ideally, at the end of the 4th, you want to be at 60, so you get an idea as to how above the norm he is.
Strike 3 call. Bumgarner strikes out the side. A 3 up, 3 down. Mowing down inning. We go to the 5th. Marlon Byrd coming up.
is brought to you by Sonoma Raceway. All roads lead to wine country for the Verizon IndyCar Series season finale August 28th through 30th. Visit racesonoma.com.
We're at PNC Park, the home of the Pirates. The Giants leading the Pirates 6-2 as we head to the 5th inning. I'm John Miller with my crew co. Dwayne Kuiper has moved over to the radio booth here in the middle innings. Dave Fleming is on assignment. They got rained out first game of the Little League World Series yesterday, so Dave had to do 12 games today.
Well, that's okay.
He was a busy man as Marlon Byrd has his 3rd hit in a row into the gap, cutting it off out near the 410 marker is Marte. Otherwise that might have been a triple for Marlon Byrd. He'll settle for a double to go with his earlier homer and single.
Again, he gets a pitch down and in. I mean, that's the hot zone. And they're trying to go in at the hands. They do not want to throw a strike on the inside part of the plate. And Byrd just drops the head, finds a gap, and an easy 2-bagger just to open things up here in the 5th. And sooner or later, they're going to have to start cranking up that bullpen in the Pirates.
Well, it's cranking right now.
Oh, have an opening night, Marlon Byrd. Welcome to the Giants.
Marlon Byrd with his 14th double of the year. He hit his 20th home run of the year in his first at bat as a Giant. And he's facing a pitcher he's familiar with. He's been playing all year in this division with the Reds. He now, against Jeff Locke, is 8 for 17.
Now this was the first at bat. Came in a 2-strike count. He gets a breaking ball down and in, and it goes bang. The 20th homer of the year. His first at bat as a Giant. And then his second bat gets a fastball up and away, and he goes right with it. I mean, he's hitting off Locke like he knows what's coming. And here's a first pitch fastball down and in, and it goes right through the gap and right in left center. 3 legs of the cycle. And he is wearing those white shoes out, and it will make you smile.
Here's Brandon Crawford. They get 3 infielders bunched up on the right side. And that curve for a strike to Crawford, who has struck out and grounded into a double play.
Oh, you said something last inning when there were 2 on and they decided to pitch to Posey with an open first base. And that is the merit of having a Marlon Byrd on a club, because he's going to get protection for Posey. He's going to get pitches with him hitting behind him.
That ball is hit deep and foul.
Tim Lincecum fighting for that ball.
Timmy, and he got it. Man, he had to fight for it, and that really wore on him, because he looks a lot older than I remember.
Yeah, and he cut his hair.
1-2 the count to Crawford. Runner at second, nobody out. And that will go out of play on the third base side.
So he backs the curveball up with a changeup, and that's one of the few times we've seen Crawford out on his front foot all year. He just doesn't give up that back leg very often. And that changeup got him. Good pitch.
Aramis Ramirez, the only infielder on the left side. Everybody else is on the right side of the infield against Crawford, between first and second. And he took that one off the edge.
That's a good pitch right there. 2-strike paralysis. If you're going to throw a fastball away, I mean, you have to be down around the knees to make it effective in the eye, because once you do that, it sets up about 5 different pitches. I mean, you can come back in that same location, change the movement of the fastball, go up and in above the hands, break the ball in the dirt.
Right to Ramirez. Well, he headed to the left side where there was only one infielder defending, but it went to him.
Good at bat. Takes that fastball down and in, inside outs it, and the Pirates absolutely stole away a base hit by the way they preset that defense.
Now Tomlinson. Pirates have Joe Blanton warming up in the bullpen, a right-hander. He had gotten up during the 4th inning. Here's Blanton. And the changeup is low. Tomlinson was really just completely flummoxed with that changeup. A couple of pitches as he struck out in the 3rd. 6-2 Giants. They have 11 hits against Locke. And with a changeup at the knees for a strike. It's 1-1. The Pirates on Tuesday night played a 15-inning game here, and their staff was a little worn out. They brought up a relief pitcher for the minor leagues for Wednesday and Thursday's games, Josh Wall. It's going to be out of play. The count is 1-2. But today, to activate Josh Harrison from the disabled list, they sent Wall back to the minor leagues. And I guess they felt, hey, we don't really need the extra arm in the bullpen now. We're back to normal. But they have stayed with Locke, who could well have been out of this game in the second inning. He gave up 5 runs in the first 2. Just trying to get some innings out of him. It's off the inside, 2-2. By the way, Blanco is on deck. And then Bumgarner. Giants have been getting offense from the first part of the lineup, and as well as the bottom of the order from Blanco and Bumgarner. It's like Blanco's been leading off for Bumgarner tonight. He's had a double in front of Bumgarner's home run, and he hit a single in front of Bumgarner in the 4th. There's Gregor. Nice to see him hitting again. He had not been hitting on this road trip. He was 1 for 14 before tonight. Bumgarner, who has a long home run in this game. Ramirez short hops it and gets Tomlinson, who is 0 for 3. So Bird got a leadoff double and is still over there at second base.
Well, this is really an interesting scenario. I mean, 99 out of 100 times you have a runner in scoring position and an open first base with a late hitter up, the pitcher on deck. He's going to get intentionally walked. Not going to see that here with Bumgarner on deck.
And that's even though Blanco is 2 for 2. He doubled right past third in the second inning in front of Bumgarner's homer, and then he singled into left field in the 4th. Bumgarner out on deck. Bird at second, 2 down, 6-2 Giants. Curveball for ball 1, dug out by Cervelli. Gregor hitting .295 for the year. And Pagan on the disabled list. He's been playing a lot. And he's having an excellent year so far. Has been his best year as a Giant. That's a foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants by the way, tomorrow the game will start earlier here. A sort of a mid-afternoon start local time. 1:05 first pitch California time tomorrow. And Mike Leake will be activated from the disabled list and make the start for the Giants. On the run, Marte gets there. Hit hard by Blanco again. A leadoff double for Bird. He is stranded. 2 pitchers in Major League history to pitch a shutout, get 14 strikeouts, and hit a home run. Early Wynn, a Hall of Famer with the White Sox back in 1959 against the Red Sox. He hit a home run for the only run of the game. A 1-0 win for Early Wynn back in 1959. Then Madison Bumgarner became the second this past weekend against the Washington Nationals. Bumgarner on the mound. Shaky the first 2 innings. And a first pitch strike to Harrison, who has struck out and been hit by a pitch. Bumgarner threw 50 pitches in those first 2 innings. But he's run the table in the last 2. Now he's retired 8 in a row, in fact. And 4 of the last 5 he has struck out.
Now, the one thing he's established these last couple of innings is the knee-high location. Just so often is said when you're talking about the really elite pitchers, once they find their rhythm, it just gets tougher. They start finding the corners. They start keeping the ball down around the knees. Everything gets quick.
Crawford. Strong arm. Harrison is out number 1. Well, here comes Marte. The Dodgers are playing in Houston. And there's a battle of divisional leaders in interleague play. The Dodgers atop the National League West by 2.5 over the Giants. The Astros lead the American League West by 2.5 over the Angels. And in that game, the Astros have taken a 2-0 lead at the end of 2. Jake Marisnick, a home run in the second inning with a man aboard. Brett Anderson pitching for the Dodgers against Mike Fiers, the former Brewer who was acquired by the Astros for the stretch run. There it is on the out-of-town scoreboard here. They're going to the 3rd now, 2-0. Astros. Giants lead here 6-2. Marte, the hitter. Did he swing? Yes, he did. 0-2. Marte singled his first time and scored a run. And then he beat out what ordinarily would have been a double play for most runners, but he is one of the fastest in the game. And he just barely beat Brandon Crawford's relay to first in the second inning, and that enabled the second Pirates run of the game to score. You got an RBI there.
Good 0-2 pitch with that breaking ball. I know Marte, I mean, he's aggressive. He'll go after balls out of the strike zone, both up him, above the strike zone and down in the dirt. He wants to swing it.
Joe Blanton, by the way, continues to throw in the Pirates bullpen. We're in the 5th inning. The Giants ahead 6-2. And he laid off that high fastball.
With great effort. Good pitch, though. He busted breaking ball back foot down below the strike zone.
Andrew McCutchen is on deck. 2-2.
So you had the 0-2 pitch and the 1-2 pitch. You made the pitches that you wanted. Both times he's laid off. So now with a 4-run lead, I mean, you bite off a little more strike zone. Bumgarner usually does that. He just goes country hard right on your hands.
Three and 2.
He's made the pitches that he's wanted to here. Marte, to his credit, has been able to lay off.
Marte is not a guy who walks very often. He's been very patient here. Right center field. Marlon Bird. Out number 2. I think that's the first fly ball that Bird has handled in this game. Bird, when he first came up with the Phillies, which is a long time ago, he's 37 years old. He was a center fielder for the Phillies. And he broke in the minor leagues with Chase Utley. They were teammates all the way through the Phillies system. He got to the big leagues just a little bit more quickly than did Utley. And he was a top Rookie of the Year candidate as a rookie. He hit over 300. He played center for the Phillies, and he was not a power hitter at that time. Finished 4th in the Rookie of the Year voting back in 2003, did Marlon Byrd. Andrew McCutcheon, one of the great players in the game, 1 for 2 today. On the run, Blanco gets there. And the inning is over. Madison Bumgarner is coming up. Bumgarner has retired 10-0.
Coming college nights, Cal night will be September 11th when the Giants take on the Padres, and USF night September 14th when the Giants take on the Reds. Your special event ticket gets you a Giants cap in your school's colors and a ticket to that night's Giants game. Reminder, to get your school colors Giants cap, you need to purchase a special event ticket. So go to sfgiants.com/special events.
We're heading into the 6th inning. The Giants leading 6-2 over the Pirates. Pirates make a pitching change. Joe Blanton on in relief of Jeff Locke. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Take a look at the numbers for Joe Blanton. He's a swing man, 5-2 in the year with a 3.11 ERA. He's really done well here for the Pirates. Strikeout inning, 56 punch-outs against 11 walks in 55 innings. And you're going to see a low 90s fastball. He understands the fastball. He'll give you 2 types of movement with it. He's got a curveball, slider, changeup. He'll throw anything, anytime.
And a swinging strike for Bumgarner. Blanton is in his 7th game with the Pirates. 6 games on in relief before tonight, and he has a .68 earned run average, and he's 3-0. 13 in the 3rd innings, 8 hits allowed. And that's all for Bumgarner.
Then we go back to the 2nd inning with a runner on and a 3-1 count. Madison Bumgarner jumps on a fastball from Jeff Locke. And just like that, he hits his 5th home run of the year. That was pretty exciting. Lit up that Giants dugout. You can be aware that we all enjoyed it, but I think that dugout absolutely enjoyed it.
Well, 1-2 Aoki, who's 2 for 3. The last pitcher to have more than 5 home runs in a season was Carlos Zambrano with the Cubs. He had 6 9 years ago. 1-1 now to Aoki. Zambrano was really an outstanding hitter.
Strong.
Two and 1 the count. Joe Blanton, he's been around a long time, and most of his career has been a starter. Started this year with Kansas City. He got the win in the 15-inning game here Tuesday night. He worked 3 innings in relief in that game. Right center field. Hit very well. One hop to the wall. Aoki to second. He'll stop there with a double.
It's a 3-hit night for Aoki. This one was loud. They set up in the inside corner. They try and jam him. This thing leaks out over the plate at the belt. And he booms this thing through the right center field gap. They played him to the left side. They expose that gap, and he beats the defense here.
McCutchen over to play the carom. And Aoki pulled up to second and was content with the double. And here comes Matt Duffy, who's walked, grounded to short, and singled. 12 hits for the Giants in the game. Check swing. 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, I think the mentality is when you're playing the Pirates, especially here, you have to keep adding on. For the Giants offense, it's been pretty quiet this whole road trip. They only had 2 extra base hits, 2 doubles in the previous 4 games coming into this game. And they'd like to get that confidence back, and they have. That's their 12th hit. And tonight, for the first time on the road trip, they're throwing in some extra base hits. 6 extra base hits tonight.
4 doubles, 2 homers. And that's high for a ball. So it's 3-1. The Giants were not hitting with runners in scoring position on this road trip either. They were 3 for 33 in the first 4 games of the trip. Last night they left 10 men on base. Tonight they've had 4 hits in 10 at bats. And those crucial at bats. 3-1 now to Duffy. Duffy, of course, has been one of the Giants' very best in those at bats where a hit could mean an RBI. 379 average with runners in scoring position for him. 3-2 the count now.
That's a gift right there. We haven't seen that pitch called a strike tonight. Hell, not make that man happy. Set up in the inside corner. The pitcher strike.
So it's 3-2 now. And he struck him out.
Good, quick little breaking ball. And with Blanton, you're going to see anything on a 3-2 count. I mean, he's got great confidence in all of his pitches to throw them anytime. Blanton, a 10-year veteran. It's cotton candy time. Better than a pine tar rag.
With that, she's got a stash of cotton candy there. Looks like to me the whole night is cotton candy time for her.
Well, if she's happy, everybody's happy.
Brandon Belt hit a double off the right field wall his last time. Coming in from right field, Harrison. And that is the end. Aoki stranded at second. 6-2 Giants. Aramis Ramirez, the cleanup hitter, coming up against Bumgarner.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Well, the St. Louis Cardinals coming to San Francisco, their only appearance of the season. It'll happen next homestand, August 28th through the 30th. August 28th, Orange Friday. Saturday, Sunday games are 1:05 starts. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets. Always a spirited affair.
Madison Bumgarner back to work, 6th inning. Aramis Ramirez, the cleanup hitter. And a foul. It's 0-1. Ramirez has popped up to second and hit a comeback on a broken bat. He's 0 for 2. Gong, the shortstop, is on deck. Cervelli due up third. The question is, how long will Bumgarner be able to go in this game? This will be his 90th pitch of the night, and we're only in the 6th. Curveball. Duffy. And he looks so smooth making that play. 1 away.
Well, he's worked hard on that play. Anytime you have to learn a new position, it really is like learning a new dance. There's different footwork, and there's different throws that you have to make off your opposite foot. I mean, ideal if you're making a regular play, you're going to throw and you're going to step towards your target, throw off your left foot. But a lot of plays at third base, you're throwing off your right foot when you're coming in. And he did it nicely there.
Gong has singled home a run and struck out.
What was that? And this is what we're talking about. Coming in off the right foot. A little low 3/4 sling. When you throw off your right foot as a second baseman, you're throwing across your body for the most part. But at third base, you're going towards your first baseman when you're going to your left and coming in. And that's a little bit different footwork, like learning a new dance.
Well, so far as the third baseman, Duffy has proven to be a very good dancer. The other off-balance throw, and he got it beautifully done under a lot more pressure this time. Gong, a faster runner than Ramirez, but he handled it beautifully.
And this was a little more like what you get as a second baseman. And it's where he has to break to his right, and he's throwing across his body here. But those are things that he really has spent a lot of time in perfecting, the footwork to get to the ball. There's your timing. Come in, exchange off the right foot. And the other thing too about Duffy, I mean, he's very accurate in throwing off his right foot. And accuracy comes with comfort.
0-1 to Cervelli, who has popped up to third and flied out to right center. Dwayne Kuiper will be coming back from the radio side for the 7th inning. Bumgarner just missing with that curveball, and I think Bumgarner's not so sure he missed. That was his 7th pitch of this inning. He's got a chance for a very quick inning here. He threw 50 pitches in the first 2 innings. And he has now retired the last 12 hitters in succession. 2-1. Cervelli 0 for 2. Michael Morris, Bumgarner's former teammate, on deck.
And there you see the pitch count. 50 pitches the first 2 innings. And after that, he is really stingied up.
Caught by Duffy. It's the Bumgarner make him hit it to Duffy inning, and that worked out beautifully. Dwayne Kuiper will be coming back as Bumgarner has a 10-pitch inning. Buster Posey coming up.
Steven. Giants 6 runs on 12 hits, no errors. The Pirates 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Madison Bumgarner has been strong through 6 innings. And Jeff Locke, they got 11 hits off Locke, 6 earned runs, 2 home runs, 4 doubles. They finally found the missing extra base hit formula tonight. And Marlon Byrd, what a debut. 3-for-3 night, his first at bat as a Giant. He hits a home run. And that's where we are going to the top of the 7th. 6-2 Giants here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, Mike. Thanks for that fine introduction.
You're on your own now, pal.
And here's Buster Posey, who takes a strike. Buster tonight picked up an RBI in his first at bat. Since then, he's 0 for 2. And right now, Blanton's painted him twice. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
I always liked as to how compact emotion Blanton has. I mean, there's no wasted space. Short little take back, very upright position as he starts home. Very easy to see why he's always been a strike thrower. Fastball at the knees.
Well, here's the night for Marlon Byrd.
First at bat, a 2-strike count. Ever as a Giant, he homers. Fastball away, he goes the opposite way. It's a thing of beauty. And then on the first pitch, down and in again. He drops the head, finds a gap in left center. He's a triple away from the cycle.
You got to go for it, right?
If he hits a comebacker to the pitcher, he's got to keep going. Good hard slider from Blanton. That's a quick breaking ball. Talk about Blanton. I mean, this is his 10th year at the big league level. Finds a home in that bullpen, he could go another 5.
So he makes quick work of Marlon Byrd.
Another 5 years, maybe more. Blanton's 34. And he's throwing good.
So here's Crawford. Crawford's hit into a little bit of bad luck. He's 0 for 3. Christmas card for Jake Marisnick. He hit the 2-run home run to give the Astros the lead over the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, even a basket of fruit. With the basket of fruit, you have to have 2 home runs against the Dodgers. Here's the defense against Crawford. A little shift in the infield, straight away in the outfield. One more home run, and he will have 20 on the year. That is a milestone.
And he's got a base hit down the right field line. Rodriguez gets it back quickly. So Crawford with a base hit. And for the Giants, they're 13th. And here's Tomlinson.
Second baseman, Tomlinson.
Tomlinson's 0 for 3. And he drives one into left center field. And that's going to fall in for a base hit. Crawford's thinking about 3, and he's going to make it. As the ball pops up straight in the air, and that allows Tomlinson to go into second. McCutcheon's thinking, am I going to get an error on that?
He's absolutely thinking that, and I believe he is going to get an error on that.
Air center field.
And this is a rough error. I mean, this is absolutely a fantastic throw, except that his short hops from Mears, he can't stay with it. And once Tomlinson is allowed to move up from first to second, it's got to be an error. And that is a rough error. I mean, if he catches that ball, he drops the glove, and this inning's over for the Giants.
So Bumgarner's going to get a chance to hit with the bases loaded. This is going to be fun.
He's going to get introduced to a lot of breaking balls from Mr. Blanton, I would imagine.
Well, he saw Blanton in the 6th inning. And Blanton right now actually thinks that he's got Bumgarner figured out.
Well, he struck him out on breaking balls. And I would have to say that Bumgarner was pretty impressed with what he saw in his first at bat. However, in the 2nd inning with 1 on, in a 3-1 count, he does this. Home run number 5 on the year. And it was no cheapie either. Almost hit it off the sign out in left field. Iron City Beer, Russ Stanley's favorite.
Cued off the end of the bat, it's going to be Morris, and that'll end the inning. Giants strand 3, bottom of the 7th coming up. Bottom 3 in the lineup. Watch the entire wild card game from last year's postseason on DVD. And Crawford says, well, I've watched one part a time or two or 100.
Well,
yeah, this was a home run, and in all honesty, there are many people that thought it was a home run, including Crawford.
well, he didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it. And that was worth 4 runs in an 8-0 ball game. And that was a stomach punch to a full house. And I've never seen such a large crowd get so quiet when he rounded the bags.
Yep, that's a memory. So the Giants lead 6-2. They do have one change, and that's Adrianza goes into play at second. By the way, if you're wondering, and I just asked the guys in the truck how many outs there were when Crawford hit the grand slam. There were no outs.
Second base, number 1, Adrianza. Leading off for the Pirates, first baseman Michael Morris.
So here's Michael Morris. I got 14 straight retired.
He's been cruising.
Let's give or take a couple. To right field. Bird, a long run, and it's a fair ball. And Morris will have a leadoff double.
And get somebody going in the Giants bullpen immediately. Pitch count's becoming an issue.
You know, a couple of balls. Well, one ball hit hard. Cervelli ended the sixth with a line drive. Duffy made a really nice play for the second out.
And there's the activity we're talking about. Sergio Romo, the first Giants bullpenner to get up and start throwing.
So here's Rodriguez. And a breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Next pitch will be an even 100. It's got a challenge here, and one thing you do not want to do with a 4-run lead is start issuing walks.
2-0.
Bumgarner knows the deal. It's been a while since he's been in the stretch.
Comes right back in, as you said he had to, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Heads up down there. Looks like Ringo Starr hit. Camera people down there.
Two balls and a strike. Left center field. And a base hit. Blanco will throw it to second. So the Pirates have something going on here in the 7th. Neil Walker is going to pinch hit. So Walker's a switch hitter. Dave Righetti's going to come out.
Do a whole lot to get time for Romo to get loose. Romo's ready to go. This is more to just give Bumgarner a bit of a breather.
Yeah, Walker against Peavy got a breaking ball down and hit it out.
Swinging back came to a 2-strike count too from Walker. Little location mistake, and he made Peavy pay big time.
So here's Walker. Inside, 1-0.
Walker a better hitter average-wise from the left side, hitting 274, right side hitting 240, and all of his home runs, 13 of them have come left-handed.
He rolls this one foul. He's 3 for 13 lifetime against Bumgarner. So Morris at third, Rodriguez at first. It's a 6-2 lead for the Giants. And soft toss to chase Rodriguez back. Bumgarner looking in. He gets the sign from Posey. Foul, 1-2.
Going to the backside of the strike zone with a little breaking ball. One thing about Walker, I mean, he'll use the whole field. I think he uses the whole field a little more from the right side than he does the left side. But he's not a guy that you can pitch one way. I mean, you have to move the ball around. You can hit. Don't let that 240 bat damage from the right side fool you. You have to make good pitches.
So Bumgarner, 106 pitches. Threw a lot of pitches in the first 2 innings and then settled in innings 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now this is a big pitch. It's 3-2.
I gotta believe this is going to be his last hitter no matter what. A lot of right-handers at the top of the lineup.
Bumgarner came in like he had to. It stays at 3-2.
That's when you have to use the scoreboard. You get that 4-run lead. I mean, you just don't want to walk him. You want him to swing the bat. So you trust the odds. And even a good hitter is going to make an out 7 out of 10 times. You put the pressure on the hitter.
Blanco's going to catch. Morris is going to score. The throw will go to second. It's 6-3. And you're right, Bruce Bochy's coming out. So the Giants and Bumgarner both needed that out. Now Romo's going to come in. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. 6-3 Giants. We'll be back.
Transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's a 6-3 lead for the Giants. And Sergio Romo is the new pitcher.
Take a look at the numbers for Sergio Romo. 52nd time he's come in, 57 strikeouts in 40 innings pitched. Right-handers hitting a .142 off him, which is why he's going to see a left-hander.
Yeah, it'll be Polanco. Polanco's going to hit. He started last night, went 1 for 4. So Bumgarner will watch this one the rest of the way. Rodriguez is at first. And this is line. Crawford can't get it. It's a base hit. So on one pitch, Polanco with a pinch hit single. And here's Marte.
And Marte represents the tying run. So Polanco coming off the bench. That's not a hanger. He goes down and gets it. And Crawford just can't get up high enough. How close was it? Close.
So here's Marte. Marte is 1 for 3. Swing, you got a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Come off the bench hacking, don't they? Very aggressive Pirates team.
On the ground, 4, 6, 3. And that's a double play to end the inning. 8th inning coming up.
For live baseball, you get up to the moment. In-game highlights, look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, statcast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or your tablet.
6-3 Giants. But it's time for a change. Think Video, change and auto service. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair expert.
Antonio Bastardo, the new pitcher for the Pirates. 48th time that he has come in. Here's his body of work. 39 strikeouts against 21 walks. Bastardo has been around a long time, and he's really stayed in this game because of a good hard fastball that goes low to mid-90s and the dreaded Bastardo slider and a changeup. Got a little crossbody slinging type delivery, but he's tough on anybody, especially lefties.
Couple of changes. Polanco stays in the game after he pinch hit. So does Walker. Polanco in right. Walker at second. Bastardo to face Nori Aoki here to open up the 8th inning. And the first pitch is low.
Three-hit night for Aoki. And his last at bat was double in the right center field gap. Really drove the ball well.
2-0.
It's the kind of night with the bat that'll really give a guy confidence coming back off a disabled wrist.
Yeah, he's got the 1-2 going.
6 strikeouts, 1 hit back. He's Lanigan, 6 in the 3rd inning.
Out of play.
3 runs all earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. 1
Duffy and then Belt, 8th inning.
109 pitches, 70 strokes. 109, 7-0.
Everybody with a bat in his hands.
Three and 1.
But you know what? I mean, if you're an extra player, and those 3 guys are in the game, of course, you just saw. But if you're an extra player this time of the game, you should have a bat in your hands.
Absolutely. It's kind of funny, all the years that you and I sat in the Giants dugout together, you usually had a bat in your hand and I usually had a ball. Didn't make any sense at all.
I was dreaming.
3-2 to Nori Aoki. Got him.
High fastball, 92, right above the hands, inside corner.
So here's Duffy.
Third baseman, Matt Duffy.
Duffy 1 for 3. He walked in the first and scored. And here Duffy chases and misses, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Straight fastball challenge from Bastardo. Everything he throws out of the stretch.
And a strike, so now it's another than 2.
It really does make a lot of sense. If you're a relief pitcher and you're going to be used in situations where you're coming into an existing inning, get comfortable out of the stretch. And you see a lot of guys like Bastardo just can the windup.
Got him.
We have not seen the Bastardo slider yet.
No.
And all fastballs. Step in the outside corner. Ball corner sort of cuts back to the middle, and Duffy retired. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts.
So here's Belt. Belt doubled high off the wall in the 4th inning. And he takes a strike.
Carving it up with the fastball right now. Here's the breaking ball.
One ball and 1 strike. Top of the 8th inning. And tight.
So inviting if you come into this ballpark as a left-handed hitter to see that short porch and right. And there's a look from the right field line. So Bell put on a pretty good eyeball here.
Oh yeah.
Time to let out some shaft. 3-1. Try and get that run back. Short porch and right.
He does. 3-2. Down the left field line, that'll be out of play. Belt with 2 hits tonight. He had an infield hit in the second. Overshift is on. Belt hits it right into the shift. And that will end the inning. Belt hates the shift.
Hates it.
McCutcheon's going to lead things off. It's 6-3 Giants.
I hate the shift. That was fast.
Just blew out 2 knees going to the bathroom.
I'm impressed.
So here's McCutcheon. McCutcheon is 1 for 3. The bathrooms here are next to the Heinz Stadium.
They're a road trip. You get half-day meal money just going from the booth to the bathroom.
Navigate through the Terry Bradshaw statue.
I thought you did well.
1 ball and no strikes. On the ground, Duffy can't get it. It's a double down the left field line. So McCutcheon opens it up with a hit. And that'll bring up Ramirez.
You can see how far off the line the Giants played Duffy. And McCutcheon just simply beats the defense. And once he gets it down the line with his speed, an easy 2-bagger. So Pirates sticking around.
Ramirez is 0 for 3. Three for 8 lifetime against Romo. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Look to second, and it's down low.
Not surprising the success that Ramirez has had against Romo. I mean, he's a good middle away guy. And he will definitely go to right field if you continuously pitch him on one side of the plate. Those are the numbers. 3 for 8 with a walk, couple strikeouts. And I would bet those couple strikeouts were the first couple times they met each other.
1-2.
Josh Osich starting to get heated up.
One and two. Ramirez with a good take. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A good look at Osich and the Giants bullpen with Mark Gardner right behind him. And Giants training staff is going to come out along with Bruce Bochy. I don't know, Romo tweaked that ankle or knee again.
Yeah, every once in a while he'll get a little hyperextended with his left knee. He's got a brace on it.
Well, he chased everybody away.
Watch him plant. And a little hitch right there as he's coming off the mound. So yeah, a little bit of a tweak. But that's why you have a brace. Doesn't have that brace. Maybe he's coming out of this ball game.
It's 2-2. Base hit. Blanco's throw is going to be cut off. It's 6-4. I don't think there's any doubt that Ramirez's at-bats are much better with a guy in scoring position.
He can hit with Romo, and his best pitch is that slider that's going to work himself away from Ramirez. I mean, you can see just the upper body lead that he has. I mean, he's thinking middle away. And when he gets it, I mean, he's not going to be stubborn. He'll take what you give him. With 2 strikes, he makes a nice adjustment back up the middle.
So here's Gong. Gong is 1 for 3. And he takes a strike. And that was a fastball. It's 0-1. Cervelli's on deck. Strickland joins Osich. And the slider. And it's a ball and a strike. Cervelli in the background. Good pitch. 1-2.
That was low. Because he played up. I mean, a low ball guy, but he thought a while before he called this one. Definitely a pitcher strike. With Ramirez at first base, Romo's not thinking about anybody but Gunn. And here he gets a break, and now he has a 1-2 advantage.
Foul back, but a fastball. It stays at 1-2.
You know, you get a second strike called as low as that one was, and all of a sudden you got to go into the swing mode. Lucchesi behind the plate tonight. that's when you're vulnerable. When you get in that swing mode because you can't trust the strike zone, you go out of it. So a big strikeout for Romo. Now let's take a look at the kill pitch. 1-2 count. You go out of the zone and hope he chases. And that winds up being a frustrating at bat for Gunn. What a big out.
Plus, he hadn't had a lot of history against Romo.
No, and that's really when it favors Romo because of the no dot on the rotation on that slider. He doesn't tip that pitch. When you haven't seen it, you're disadvantaged.
Cervelli's 0 for 3. And a strike to its own 1.
Such a great view of that pitch. When you see it from the angle of the center field camera at AT&T Park, you're looking over the right shoulder of Romo, and that slider really looks huge. But here you really can see the quickness of it. Doesn't look quite as big, but it definitely is quick.
And that's rolled on the ground foul. So Romo now in front 1-2 with Michael Morris on deck. There you go.
Nice play. She was ready.
One ball, 2 strikes. And Romo steps off.
Giants aren't even holding Ramirez on at first base. And there you see how they play Cervelli. Pretty straight up. Pinch the gap in right center. I mean, there is none wind in this yard right now.
None.
And that means that it is live. A very calm night here in Pittsburgh.
2-2. Cervelli took a tough pitch. Posey set up off the plate. And he lifts this one to Adrianza, who makes the catch. And that'll bring up Michael Morris.
First baseman, Michael Morris.
You do not need to be a clairvoyant to know what he's going to try and do in this at bat. He is going to try and tie it up, plain and simple.
Yeah, you can't get cute. Nishak tried that when he was with the Cardinals. One ball and no strikes.
Overlapping grip, really a golf grip, really jams those hands right down the end of the bat.
And there's a strike. Alvarez is going to pinch hit. Pedro Alvarez. Most likely Bruce Bochy is then going to come out.
Bochy knew where the pitcher spot in the lineup was, and he knew who was left on the bench. And he was going to see Alvarez, and now the Giants are going to bring in Osich.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back. PM back in the Bay Area, and you can see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. The game 3 of this 4-game series.
61, Josh Olsen.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be the rookie left-hander Josh Osich. 15th time he's coming to a big league hardball game. He's 1-0 with a 1.50 ERA. 12 strikeouts in 12 innings. With Osich, you're going to see a fastball mid to high 90s. He's got some electricity to the fastball. A hard slider and a changeup.
Alvarez started last night at first, and he went 0 for 4. But he's got big power. First pitch. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
So he shows him the slider right out of bed. Pretty straight away in the outfield. They bunch the gaps, give him the line on both sides of the field.
One ball and 1 strike.
Right back with another slider. Alvarez will expand the zone. I mean, he wants to swing.
He does. One and 2.
3 pitches, 3 hard sliders. Four for 12 as a pinch hitter, 3 RBIs.
Ramirez at second. Morris at first. And that's popped back and out of play.
That's a 90-mile-an-hour breaking ball in a perfect location. And Alvarez does well just to stay alive. So what he's done this year, hitting lefties at a 295 clip. All of his home runs, well, 18 of the 19 have come against right-handers.
And he comes in with a high fastball. It's 2-2.
One thing you know about guys with power, they will guess 2 strikes. And just the way that Alvarez received that fastball on the back leg, he was not looking for a fastball.
On the ground to Belt. Belt to Osich, and that's going to end the inning. A run, 2 stranded. 9th inning coming up. Good job, Osich. 6-4 Giants. Honda is Marlon Byrd. Byrd arrived today. He gets greeted by Michael Morris. Hey, he's on the other team. Big guy. And in the first inning, his first at bat in a Giants uniform, Byrd hit a 3-run home run. In his second at bat, he hit a ball into right field for a base hit. And then in his third at bat, he opened up the 5th with a double. What a nice ball game for Marlon Byrd, and he's our Honda player of the game, and he will hit this inning. Archimedes Caminero is the new pitcher. He goes hard. See his numbers 4-1 with a 3.43 earned run average. And it'll be Posey, Byrd, and Crawford here in the 9th. Giants trying to get a little insurance. Buster had an RBI line drive sacrifice fly in the first. Since then he's popped out, bounced out, and he struck out. Here's the pitch to Posey, and Buster with a swing and a miss, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, nothing at 2. It's at 96. This is the 4th pitcher for Clint Hurdle. And Buster wraps it on the ground to 3rd. Ramirez stays with it, and he'll throw him out. So here's Byrd.
Remember, we saw Caminero for the first time last year. We thought, oh, where did this guy come from? And then we found out that somebody actually traded him.
Yeah.
and we were surprised by it.
He had a great arm. Bird with the 3 hits, and then he struck out in the 7th. And he takes one inside for a ball. That's an easy 96.
You'll see high 90s, and occasionally he'll break the 100 mark with the fastball. And it's got sink. It's got a hard slider. And you'll see that at a high velocity as well.
2-0.
There's the slider, and he'll also throw a split. That's the project pitch. And he's just effectively wild enough to kind of make it a little weird at bat, especially if you're hitting off it from the right side.
And this is tap foul.
Santiago Casilla getting ready.
Two-one pitch. Here it is. Hit high to right field. Polanco back. Polanco looking up, and it's foul.
This ballpark's amazing because as high as we are up here, you don't just get a real good idea what a fly ball is going to do when it goes down the line. I mean, I thought that ball had a chance to go out straight over the head of the right fielder Polanco. As it turns out, it goes foul, but we are way up here. That one actually gave me a bit of a thrill. Here we are.
Two and two. Foul back. Runs another fastball at 99 into Marlon Bird.
Yeah, you better be quick. And it was on his hands. Not an easy guy to catch either because he's not 100% sure where it's going.
Check swing roller, and this is going to stay fair, and Cervelli makes a nice play throughout. Here tonight at the ballpark, one of our great employees at Comcast is Tom Pellick. Tom getting great seats tonight. He's here with his buddy Rich Puglia. And he also works at CSN Bay Area. So Tom on the right, Rich on the left. We've known Tom a long time.
Good man.
He is a good man. Crawford is 1 for 4. It's amazing, these guys that we know, they sneak into town and they don't tell anybody.
Incognito.
They don't.
See,
I mean, today's a work day, right? So maybe he didn't even tell Ted he was going to take the day off.
Well, I think we just exposed him. Got great seats.
Yep.
Didn't bring his glove, though. I'm a little disappointed with that.
Crawford on the ground to second. Walker will make the play, and we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Santiago Casilla coming in. CSN Bay Area. We'll get reaction to this game. Check in on the Dodgers and Astros. And the 49ers are going to prepare for the Cowboys in a game that doesn't count.
Number 46,
Santiago Casilla is the new pitcher for the Giants.
Take a look at the numbers that Casilla has put up this year. 50th time he's come into a ball game, sitting on 29 saves. This is a save opportunity. Averaging over a strikeout per inning. 43 punch-outs against 18 walks. You'll see a low to mid-90s fastball, 2 types of movement. Curveball, cutter, and a change-up. Go get him.
Walker hit a sacrifice fly in the 7th inning. Juan Perez is in the game and left. So Casilla been over at the waist as he looks into Buster Posey. And a first pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. This is not a spot in the game where the Pirates are going to help out Casilla. Not close, 2-0.
Well, he needs to throw a strike. And with Casilla, I mean, we've known this guy for a while, and it always seems that he relaxes once he gets the first strike of the inning. And I think Buster Posey reminded him, hey, we have a 2-run lead. You need to challenge this guy. I mean, Walker's probably going to take a strike.
I would think so.
And that's not close. So Casilla wants a new ball and no strikes in that one.
Yeah, get that one out of here.
See you later.
So it's 3-0.
And that's a gift. And the Pirates bench is barking. 3-0 fastball, and we have not seen many high strikes called tonight from Phil Cuzzy. So Casilla catches a break.
Yeah, you got to come in again. And now Buster's talking to Cuzzy. So nobody's happy right now. So here's Polanco.
Set that target right behind the plate. Cuts across the plate. That would have been a pitcher strike.
And a strike to Polanco, who singled. He had a line drive right over the head of Crawford in the 7th inning.
Take away the bunt. Duffy's got to play even with the grass at third base and play for the double play depth up the middle, straight away in the outfield.
On the ground, Adrianza to Crawford to Belt. Tell you what, he smoked that ball.
Some fuzz on it. Oh my goodness.
The hardest ball hit all night ends up being a double play ball, and even at that, Polanco almost beat it out.
I mean, it gives you an idea just how fast he is. And a good wrestling match there from Adrianza, and Crawford has to unleash the beast and throw a hard fastball over to Bell to complete it. And watch how close Polanco is. Gives you an idea of how fast he is. They just get him.
So here's Marte. Marte takes low. And a strike. Crawford to Bell, and that's the ball game. So Bumgarner and the offense get the Giants a win here in Pittsburgh. It's been hard to do it. It's the first time the Giants beat the Pirates this year, and they needed the offense, and they needed Bumgarner.
Well, they needed Marlon Byrd. Marlon Byrd comes in, and all he does is have a 3-hit night in his first at bat as a Giant, a 2-run homer. And that was exactly the shot in the arm that Brian Sabian and Bobby Evans had planned to get, and Byrd gives it to him.
So Bumgarner picks up his 15th win of the season. The Giants hit a couple home runs. Oh, by the way, he also hit a home run in this game as well. Final score, Giants 6, Pirates 4. Stay tuned. Eastern's Giants postgame live starts right now.